have the sales tax and use tax items. I've done my normal deal of annualizing that. By the way, the reported sales tax in the month of April is the second largest report of sales tax ever in our town, with $888,357.25. The annualized sales tax would be $9,634,535, and then the use tax on that next report, you see annualize that, it's $908,813.61, which brings a total annual of sales tax and use tax to $10,543,348.66. And we did not get the tobacco tax in time to report, so we still have not seen that.
It was more than it was last month. I did.
Oh, you did see it?
Yeah, it's like 9,000 something, I think.
Good. Well, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Are there any questions about that?
No.
All right. If I could talk about the financial statement or the financial status, that's item B on there, and I've handed a budget report to you that is ending April 30, and I wanted to draw your attention, please, to page 4. Page 4 is the, excuse me, page 4 and 5 are the revenue pages. Okay, that tracks the revenue that comes into the city coffers. If you'll look down a little past halfway, you can see item 4401, that's COVID reimbursement of $520,513.44, and then you see right below that item 4405, which is COVID reserve, which is $202,422. Those two items total $722,935.44. If you'll turn to page 5, that line that says total fund revenue of $6,583,556.20. If you subtract the $722,935.44, $722,935.44, you'll get $5,860,620.76. 5,860,620.76. In our city, we don't budget revenues. We budget expenses. We don't budget our revenues. If we budgeted our revenues, then we would look at it a little bit different. But taking all of those revenue items and deciding to budget those revenue items would be mostly an effort of futility, because there's not really hardly any way you can budget revenues into the city. Now, that's the reason why when we budget our general fund, we use that rule that we don't want to budget any more than 90% of what the previous revenues were in sales tax.
And that's by law, isn't it?
Yes,
Yep.
that is by statute, and we use that old rule, and it's worked well for us. And I think we need to stay with that. So we don't budget our revenues. We do budget our expenses. If you will look at the general fund starting on page 6 and look at the bottom of the page, that's the COVID reimbursement item 5401, that $126,185.46. Now, if you go to page 14, if you look at the net revenue over expenditures item year to date, you see $117,803.76. Well, if you remove the $126,185.46 that we identified on page 6, then the total fund expenditures would be down that $126,000. That leaves total fund expenditures $6,339,566.98. if you take the 126,185, you subtract that from the net revenue over expenditures, 117,803.76, then you get a total of a negative $8,381.70. Now, the negative net revenue over expenditures doesn't bother me, and the reason it doesn't bother me is because if you look at the percentage of expenses over in that right-hand column, our percentage of expenses year-to-date is 64.5% when we have 83% of the year that has expired. And so we are doing a good job in our general fund managing our expenses. The percentage of expenses are way under the percentage of the year that is passed. So being a negative net revenue over expenditures, although we would like for that to be in the black, we don't budget our revenues. So tracking our revenues, we do that. And anyway, we would be removing that extraordinary, I call it an extraordinary item, which is the COVID reimbursement. I think that we should, and this is not a matter of action for this body, but I'm going to recommend to council that we remove that item and we create a separate fund. We're going to be receiving funds from the American Recovery Act, and those funds will have some rules on it that we'll need to abide by, and we'll need to track expenses from that fund. And I think that what remains in the CARES Act fund and what would be placed in from the American Recovery Act should be placed in a separate fund and not in the general fund. We did that originally because we were already dabbling in the general fund with those expenses, and that was a way for us to track them. Do you have any questions? That was pretty quick, sorry.
I don't, other than the same calculation done from the March 30th, 2021 report shows this number as over $16,000.
Correct.
And in that 30 days, we're now at the little over 8,000.
Yes, we're now at the 8, and we still haven't closed out the month of April yet. So what we do is we do the best reporting that we can do with the numbers that we have on the second Monday or the second Tuesday of the month. So that's the report that we have today. Any other questions?
I do not have any. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Item number 5, discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding accepting bid for hot water pressure washer from Northern Tool and Equipment in the amount of $3,799.99 as lowest and best bid for the Pryor Creek Park Department from COVID reimbursement account 02-201-5401. Other bids received: Best Buy Automotive Equipment, $3,860. Pressure Washers Direct, $3,899.99. CNA Sales, $5,069.50. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
What you got, Frank?
Over the years, we've tried your, smaller ones, the simple power washers, and just, with all the geese and the mess they make and COVID and the new bathrooms, we just trying to get us a high pressure, good, with equipment even, a
Yeah.
good power washer.
Right.
Just a question I have, and there doesn't look like there's a lot of money between 3 of these bids here. And what I'm interested in, and for you guys, does it have like a Honda or a Kohler or something like that motor on it?
I went with Honda.
Okay,
Every
good,
one of
good,
them I tried to match with a Honda engine.
good. That's
Yep.
good. Yeah. No, just don't want a Briggs or something that
Yeah,
won't
that
last you a
was-
while.
most of them were Honda or Kohler, but that was every one of them. I went with the Honda.
Good deal. Good deal. That's all I needed to know.
All right, thank you. you. Any other questions or?
Nope.
Discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Item number 6, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding accepting bid for ice machine from Air Heat Systems LLC in the amount of $3,700 as lowest and best bid for the Pryor Creek Fire Department from Fire Repair and Maintenance Account 02-217-5091. Other bids received: Masters Heating, Cooling, and Appliances, $4,200. Melton's AC and Appliance, $4,027.98. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Doesn't make Sonic
That
Oh,
was my
man.
question.
No, the last one we had, we actually figured it out. It was manufactured in 1998, so I think we got our use out of
Got
it.
to use, yeah.
I would
That's
agree.
not that old.
Yeah. So, ice machine wise,
Yeah.
but, no, we had Melton's come look at it. They did what they could. The bin that it sets on top is still good, so.
You'll spend that much in buying bag ice.
Oh, yeah. Especially if the guys figure out how to make snow cones and
Mhm.
all that. So.
They'll be lined up.
So, any other questions?
No.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Item number 7, discussion regarding the disposition of CARES Act funds. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything for us on that?
Thank you again, Madam Chairman. I expressed those thoughts, I think, pretty well a while ago. Again, I think that we should remove those CARES Act funds from the general fund and create a separate fund for that. Council Trammell recommended that we have a report from Jeff Coker this evening. This is not a budget item.
Right.
As I have talked to Jeff,
Mhm.
there's no problem in creating a separate fund, no problem in removing, at any time, removing this out of the general fund. So it basically has no effect. In budgeting for the following year, although that's showing in the general fund right now, it would not be included in budgeting for the following year.
Correct.
So moving it to a separate fund will allow us to track it a little better and remove some confusion.
Right. Well, and I'm in agree with that. I think that there's been a lot of questions asked, and just for the sake of everybody's sanity, maybe separating it might be a little better.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Thank you. That's all I have to offer on that. at this
Thank you, I
point.
appreciate it. Item number 8, unforeseeable business, none. Item number 9.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.